Mic check, mic check, mic check. 5/15/2023. The day after my huge birthday. But chat box. Before we get started, if you can hear the sound of my voice, and we already got our first three, if you can hear the sound of my voice, type hashtag Noti Gang in the comment section, in the chat box. Hashtag Noti Gang. If you got a notification when I made this video live, hashtag Noti Gang. I know you can't see me. Hashtag Noti Gang in the chat box. Appreciate it. Another question for you before we get started. Since the Flock Nation, you know, we as strong as we are. Whose birthday is it today? Mine was yesterday. Flock Nation, whose birthday is it today? That's what I need. I want to see who's going to be the first to put it in there. Huge birthday in the Flock Nation today. Appreciate it, Don. Appreciate it. There it is. Sebastian just put it in there. 52. We all know who 52 is. The man. Not a myth, but definitely a legend. Today's Ray Lewis's birthday. Team Taurus. 53 coming through. Team Taurus. Some significant guys in, sports and entertainment. The Rock, Ray Lewis, myself, some significant guys, man. That's a nice trio to be mentioned with. We don't care about Sasha. I don't even know what Sasha do. I know his job title, but what do he do? But again, appreciate everybody for coming through. Everybody that hit me up, whether it be on Twitter, whether it be Instagram, or wherever you hit me up at and reached out with a happy birthday. I appreciate it. I just want to give a blanket thank you to everybody that did that. And again, 45 was good. The Lord blessed me to see 45. Now I'm going to try to pay him off by having a great 46. Just all around. A great 46. Whether it be, in personal life, in business life, and work life, and everything. I'm going to make 46 better than 45 was. So again, appreciate it. Let's get rolling. Because we on a little schedule today. I got to kind of keep my eyes on the clock. But I know the gang from last Wednesday. Let's shout them out. Know the gang from last Wednesday. Pay the Bills was first. He cracked that was the dynasty that was Big Ridge and Brandon. He cracked it. So Pay the Bills is there. Brandon Bazel was there. Big Ridge was there. And again, if you don't know what's going on right here, when I make the stream live, the first three people to type in hashtag Noti Gang, even though if you're not the first three, I still want you to do it anyway because I want to make sure everybody's getting the notification when I bring it out. I want to make sure everybody's getting that notification when I bring it out. So again, Noti Gang from last Wednesday, because I didn't do a film after that. I kind of took that time to, get myself together and enjoy my weekend and whatnot. So I didn't do a film, but since the last one, which was Wednesday, Pay the Bills, Brandon, Big Ridge were the first three in the Noti Gang. So if you want to be featured tomorrow, the first three people that put hashtag Noti Gang be featured tomorrow, and then Wednesday, same thing. Now, this doesn't apply to the roundup tonight, but you still can do Noti Gang when you get the notification. Still can get Noti Gang when you get the notification. All right. So that's how we're gonna roll out. Let's move over to our Jane Doe comment of the day. If you don't know how to be a part of the Jane Doe comment of the day, when I put the topic on the community tab or on Twitter, you just respond to the topic. If I pick your comment, you get moved on. Get your name get put not in a hat but in a spinning wheel. At the end of the month, we'll pick a winner and you get a prize from Jane Doe. And there it is. The Jane Doe coming up today, again, comes from Off-Grid Woodsman. What do you know? Well, you know, him and Jeremiah be battling for that spot. Anybody else going to take them down? We need more comments up there to battle Off-Grid Woodsman and Jeremiah, because they go back and forth every day. And they had great conversation amongst themselves without us. But we need more people to join in and have a chance to be the Jane Doe. Because honestly, last month we had, let's see, about 18 episodes. I think Jeremiah was on like 5. Off-Grid Woodsman was like 4 or 5. And so that means the rest of you 8,000 people only had 9 spots. But it's crazy that neither one of them won with a random spin of the wheel. But again, I appreciate both of them for participating. And we'll see what happens at the end of this month. It's the 15th, so the month's halfway down. And we'll see right around Memorial Day who wins, or right after Memorial Day, who wins for me. But let's get to Off-Grid Woodsman's comment. He says, there are some unique challenges for the Ravens this year. Number 1, our offense would take some time to gel with Monken's new system and new weapons. Number 2, our London game is week 6 after a road Steelers game, and we don't have a bye week after. Our bye week is also very late, week 12. I actually think it's week 13. I think it's week 13. I'm being positive and predicting our record. Hold on, I got to do something. I got to hit record. I just remember my wife told me before we started. All right, here we go. So we good now. I'm being positive and predicting our record on the Ravens and Lamar, in particular, staying relatively healthy. I am too. All my predictions that I'm about to do after this is predicting that everybody's healthy. That's me. I think we go 12-5. We win the wild card in the division game, but lose to the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. It's a lot to ask from a team with a first-year offensive system, new players, and to stay healthy to get to the Super Bowl. Year 2 or 3, we'll have a much better shot. If we aren't healthy, it's another 10-7 year. And he had more up under that, kind of going into detail each game, but I kind of stopped it right there because I'm about to go into detail in each game. So that's what it is. So I appreciate you, Off-Grid Woodsman, for participating in the Jane Doe coming up today. And again, your name will be dropped on the wheel at the end of the month to spin and see who gets that prize package from Jane Doe. All right. And again, if you want to participate in that, tomorrow's topic is already there. Tomorrow's topic is already in the community tab. We're going to talk about where you go see it. And you can put your comment there, and you may be picked tomorrow and get a chance to get your name on the spinning wheel. All right. So now we're going to go to my predictions real quick before we get to the phone lines. That's what we're going to do. We're going to go to my predictions for each game. And we're going to work it out. Bam. Again, like, comment, subscribe if you have not done so. Let me see if I can get me up there. There we go. A big box of me. All right. So hopefully y'all can see that. If you can't see it, put your glasses on. I ain't ready for reading glasses yet, even though I might be, but I ain't ready yet. Make sure y'all still can hear me. All right. So starting the week 1, got the Houston Texans. Rookie QB. I don't even know if he's going to start or not. But y'all say how small Bryce Young looked with the rest of the Texans players? Whew. Nah, I ain't no hater or nothing, but that boy little. But again, win for the Ravens. Week 2, Cincinnati. Again, I want to go back to what Off-Grid Woodsman was talking about, us trying to get our offensive philosophy together. And it's a tough game that early, and they've been clicking on all cylinders. I think they got everybody back, and they added Orlando Brown at tackle, which might help us. Yes, definitely that was shade. So I'm gonna give Cincinnati the first one. I'm gonna try not to be, because I ain't gonna just go up here and say we're gonna go undefeated. I ain't that blind or crazy. For undefeated season rarely happens for a reason. You gotta be damn good. You gotta be extremely lucky, and some breaks got to fall your way. Lucky and breaks falling your way is two different things. Breaks falling your way is like a referee that don't know what he's doing and calling pass interference when it clearly was not, or not calling pass interference when it clearly was. A la Saints. Okay, that's what. Okay, sidetrack. Give Cincinnati this one. So after week 2, 1-on-1. What up, father son bond? What up? The Colts, potentially another rookie quarterback. If not the rookie quarterback, a scrub quarterback. The Colts have a decent defense. They got JT. They got Quentin Nelson offensively. Quentin Nelson, in my opinion, is probably the best lineman out there. I know a lot of y'all probably don't agree with me that way, but I have a huge infatuation with Quentin Nelson. I think he does his job just as well as anybody in the NFL, if not better. All right, but I still think we get the win. All right. I think by week 4, that offense starts to find its groove, and Monken, knows, hey, I can rely on this dude to do this. This dude is good at that. I think the offense starts rolling week 3, week 4. I think Cleveland is in for a rude awakening. What up, Mel? I think Cleveland is in for a rude awakening because that offense is going to be rolling. Defense, I hadn't mentioned defense yet. Hadn't mentioned them yet. And defense may win us the Cincinnati game. They may win us the Cincinnati game. But what I expect Cincinnati to do, and I know I'm jumping around, I expect Cincinnati to go back and look at those last 2 games. Appreciate it, Melvin. Those last 2 games and improve on whatever their plan was. Because if we could have done anything offensively those last 2 games, we had their number. But again, digress. Pittsburgh. Small hands Pickett. Pittsburgh always tough. It's a toss-up with Pittsburgh. It's a real toss-up because you don't know what you're going to get from them or us. You know what? I'm gonna give them this early season. Just cause we be tripping sometimes. We trip sometimes. Next up, week 6, Tennessee. Titans got 2 rookie quarterbacks on their roster and Tannehill. They still got Jeffrey Simmons. I think they got Dupree on the edge. I know they did. I don't know if they still do. I don't think they have enough because I think at this point as long as we healthy, we getting the ball rolling offensively and we starting to bulldog some people. Detroit is a up and coming team that a lot of people are picking to just be a lot better because of the way they ended the season. And I think they will be a better team. But I think they get smacked in the mouth by the Ravens week 7. And I don't mean like 25 to 20. I mean like we beat the dog out of them. Arizona, the dog continues simply because of their Instagram account or their Twitter account that had Lamar and a song called Running Back or something like that. Because of that, Lamar's going to go ape on Arizona. And Hollywood and K1, even though they cool with Lamar, they're just going to have to sit back and take that. Like Diddy say, take that. Take that. Because the whole team will be motivated to beat the dog, out of Arizona. Simply because of that tweet. Not just because of the game, because of that tweet. We talking about a tweet. Not the game. Not the game that we love. A tweet. But I digress. Seattle is interesting. Now, I don't remember. I think this game is... I'm trying to think, is this Seattle game home or away? See, I got a lot of young guys. I got a lot of young pieces. Both tackles were rookies last year. Both corners were rookies last year. They drafted another corner this year. They got a good running back. Geno is a lot better than people expected. This could be a trap for us. This one could be a trap for us. But you know what? Not today. We take the Seattle game. Now Cleveland. Cleveland again. Because this is a divisional game. All the records kind of go out the window. As much as I want to say we sweep Cleveland, we have an issue. We have an issue where they have a strength. They got 2 good edge rushers. We got 1.5. We got 1 good tackle. They got 2 good edge rushers. We got 1 tackle. In the middle, I think we straight. And we're planning on throwing in a little more, so that tackle's going to play a bigger role. I say this is the game that we start to be like, you know how the Ravens always have a game, be like, what are we doing? What, this might be a 4th and 1 and we don't get us, or we don't kick a field goal and we get stopped on 4th and 2. This gonna be that game. That's gonna be the John Harbaugh nut up game. Cleveland. So right now I got us after week 10 sitting at 7-3. Oh, I forgot to mention that Week 6 game is in London. So you know what? That Week 6 game is in London, and we come back and play Detroit. Let me renege on what I said, because I forgot about the London trip. I'm gonna give Detroit this game. I'm gonna give Detroit that game because of the travel and all that whatnot. But we're gonna sweep Cleveland. We're gonna sweep Cleveland. We're gonna get ourselves together after that. That trip across the pond and then not having a rest afterwards is gonna really hurt us. But I think by the time we get to Cleveland, we'll have our wits and stuff about us and whatnot. What up, Big Unk? So next up, Cincinnati. They took the first one. I think we adjust and take the second one. I think Monken kind of has a general idea of how to attack them offensively. Defensively, we put a twist or two in to kind of slow them down. And I think it's going to be one of the higher scoring games in the league. This Week 11 game versus Cincinnati, book it and ship it. I think it's going to be one of the higher scoring games of the season. All right, now back-to-back Los Angeles. And I didn't realize this when I looked at the schedule. We got the Chargers and the Rams in back-to-back. Well, not back-to-back weeks. We got the Chargers first, bye week, then Rams, which is tough. You got both LA teams. But you know what? Baltimore going to paint LA purple and black. Both games. We ain't going to talk about them much. Both games. We're going to paint LA purple and black. It's going to be the LA Ravens. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be the LA Ravens. They're going to change the name to Baltimore West. That's what's going to happen. Baltimore West with palm trees and the Lakers. The Lakers may come out in black and gold. All right. Jacksonville. Right around the block. Spin the block over here. Had a tough loss against them last year. I think that still stings a bunch of the players. I think and Jacksonville will be better. They got old boy back from suspension for betting. Trevor Lawrence will be better. But we will be too. We won't be the same offense, the same stagnant offense. We're going to be a lot better also, and we get that one. San Francisco is interesting. But, and this is me projecting, I think we're going to kind of sort of look over San Francisco, even though they're going to be good, with their Miami game heavy on our brain because of what happened last year. So for that reason, and a number of ways it could happen, I'm going to say San Francisco beat us. But Miami, do not. Pittsburgh, do not. Looking at 13-4. Winning the division. Let me see what my division game is at. So that's 0-1, 1-1, 1-2, 2-2, 3-2, 4-2. 4-2 because have us in a tie for a division. 4-2 because have us in a tie for the division league, if not winning it outright. But that's my prediction for the season, and I'm gonna try to remember where I saved this at. So as the season go along, I can come back and look at it. Since it did lose Bates, Evil Stewie. Since it did lose Bates. But let's slide over here to the phone lines real quick. We got two guys waiting, and I appreciate them for waiting. That's my prediction. 13-4 is what we're doing. And so let me slide on over here real quick. And then we'll be ready. All right. Appreciate y'all for waiting for me. What up, Q? You live. You can turn that down.
What's going on, Tim? How you doing, dog?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good. Happy birthday to you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. I'm a May birthday too. May 26th. I'll be 42, man. I can't believe
it. Okay. Well, you a Gemini, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my sister Gemini, so y'all good people. My sister Gemini, y'all good people with me.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but I guess I'm one. I don't know anything about those signs, though. But yeah, on the topic, man, I'm not really into predictions, especially this early. But I thought I'd have some fun with it, man.
Okay.
I'm looking. I think I agree with you, Coach, because I don't. To Lamar's in the league, going on 5 years now, because he's only lost to the NFC one time in his entire career, and that was a fluke. That should have been one. So I think I'm on the same page as you. I'd say 12 and 5, 13-4. I think if Lamar is healthy, they'll at least go 4-2 in the division. I think they'll sweep the NFC. If not, lose one game. That's 3-3 right there. And I think I think I agree with you. 13-4, 12-5. Let me ask you this though, Coach.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you
I
good.
was are you going to that Jacksonville game this year?
I don't know. I said I wasn't, but I'm. It depends on how the schedule roll out. I may wait and do the what's the last minute app that you have tickets. I forget what it's called. Um, but whatever it is, my wife got it, and we might just wait and do that. But as of right now, I'm not going. But that could change, especially depending on how good we are and how much we rolling. That could change, especially with it being 2.5 hours away. So right now I'm saying no, but it could change. I be knee jerkish sometimes.
I got you. Well, I got a house in Jacksonville and a house in Jacksonville and Tampa. So I went to both those games last year with me being a Bucks fan. So I kind of was room for the Bucks and Lamar at the same time, but wasn't mad that you guys beat us that. And then it was funny because a lot of guys were going back and forth in the stands because it was a lot of Ravens fans at that Jaguar game. But go ahead, Coach.
Now I was gonna say because I had tickets to the game, but while we were on Thanksgiving break, I had issues with my foot, which is one of the reasons why I didn't stream in this week either, because I've been hobbling around here with the same issue, it's just a different foot. So that's why I'm gonna wait and see on that. But I actually had tickets to that game and really wanted to go and was gonna try to tough it out, but I could barely walk, and my cooler heads prevailed, aka my wife. and we didn't go.
I got you, Sarah. Sometimes you got to listen to your wife. Sometimes they get on your nerves, but for the most part, they keep you out of trouble.
Most definitely.
But I will say though, Coach, I don't. I mean, maybe call me a Lamar homer or whatnot. I don't know. I don't see this. The offense getting out of the gate slow. Maybe not the way we want it to be, but Lamar's so good. I think they'll be able to win games in spite of a little hiccups that they have. But if you look at it, I mean. If Duvernay is still on this team, Lamar has chemistry with Duvernay. Lamar has chemistry all that they work with Bateman, and OBJ is pretty good, well, more than pretty good. Hands are second to none. I think he adjusts to the offense well, and then as long as you don't put too much pressure on Zay Flowers, give him little packages, give him a little routes, and put the ball in his hands. And then you can't forget about Andrews and Likely, and
right.
If Cole bring anything to the table. I mean, I think this offense is going to get off to a really good start. And I think J.K. also got something to prove this year. So if 15 to 18 touches a game, whether it be between receiving and rushing, I think he's going to have about 1,200 to 1,300 yards. And I think this offense is going to be pretty good. So right. That's just my opinion.
I will say this and that's about the same amount of touches J.K. got with Roman, but I think the touches will be, even if he gets the same amount of touches, his production is going to be a lot different. Because he won't have so many people to deal with as soon as he touched the ball. There won't be as many people. He was getting 15 to 18 touches with Roman, but dealing with 35 people in the box. He get them same 15 to 18 touches now with a normal 6 or 7 man box. It's going to be trouble.
This last thing I'm going to say before I go. The defense, I think people not realizing, too, or why I don't think they'll get off to a slow start. Because even if they struggle offensively, which Lamar really does not do, especially early in the season, the defense should be pretty much bringing everybody back. And you're hoping that that you get more production out of OA and hopefully get.
All participants are off hold.
You
said it.
All participants are muted, and they can unmute themselves.
My bad. Hold on. Now we go. I'm sorry. I realized that the people that was on hold was listening to the elevator music, so I had to fix it for them.
I got you. But I know you got people on hold. You got a tight schedule. I ain't gonna hold your coach. Happy birthday to you.
Appreciate it. I will say this: when I answered your call and I heard myself, I realized that I had them on hold and not muted, as I've been trying to fix it the whole time.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, normally when I call in, I'm on hold, so I kind of listen to the show that way.
Okay.
Whenever you do call me, I can respond. This time I had to listen to the show on YouTube because I was on hold. But
gotcha.
Again, happy birthday, Coach. Appreciate you taking my call.
I appreciate it. So the next two guys, I fixed it, and you can hear me now. So I apologize. I realized I was working the entire time trying to figure out why he got me in the background, but I figured it out. So now I should be able to hear my two guys here. So they probably missed my entire spiel about the schedule because Me being silly. But let's move on to the next guy.
The conference has been locked.
What up, Will?
Coach, Coach, yeah, what's up, man?
What's good? What's good?
Had me in the trance with the elevator music. I
My
had
bad.
the
I
headphones on.
apologize. I apologize. I
No,
realized it, and I had to figure it out. You know, you one man crew. You got to do what you got to do.
I was good because I had the headphones and I had the phone so I had it side so I could hear the audio but still with the level. But yeah, so it's all good. And I was like, that Coach got the elevator music. Happy Blood Monday, Coach.
Appreciate it. How you doing? How the rehab going?
Going good. I had to just get approved for some more billets, basically some more sessions. So I had a nice hour elevator music phone call today with that, with the insurance people. It's all good and everything worked out. And also happy blessed birthday also.
Appreciate it.
Sorry I didn't get that to you yesterday, but
No, it's all good. It's all good. Are you right?
When that day falls on the same date.
Yeah, and it happens every 5 or 6 years for me.
Got you. Shout out to Q, man. He said I think he said he's turning 42. That's the same as me.
Okay.
I'm at the last day of the month, the 31st.
Gotcha.
So where you're
More May babies.
Gemini,
More May babies.
So getting to the question of the day.
Okay.
I like your prediction, Coach. I definitely see the 13-4. I'm looking at the schedule and I look at the teams and I don't see KC on this list.
Mm-hmm.
And if I think if we win that second game in Cincinnati, and then we win that game right before our bye week in Los Angeles against the Chargers,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I could see that, of course the health, everybody staying healthy that needs to be, our key players. I can see a 16-1 in that San Francisco game being the game that I worry about.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm looking at the schedule and I'm like, I can see us beating that team, that's healthy, that team. I'm like, San Francisco is the only one where I'm like, maybe not enough tape, maybe just a little bit too much firepower, offensive weapon-wise, where a shootout happens or something like that. But yeah, that week 2 against Cincinnati, that's where I would like we lose that game. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm back to the 12-5, 13-4 type thing. But I also like, and my question to you is, do you like where our bye sits up? I kind of like it.
I do not.
You don't?
No. I wish our bye was after the Detroit game.
Oh, okay.
Not Detroit. I'm sorry. After the Tennessee game. I wish our bye was after the London game.
The only reason I say I like that, Coach, is because we go to Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get the bye, and then if you look at the 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, they're pretty much they're good football teams. Like
a lot of primetime games in there too. I forget which ones, but that's that run of primetime games too.
Yeah, I mean, they know what the Ravens' offense is about to be this year.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I kind of do like it because I'm like, okay, I like it being away right before it, and then I just like how it's like it gives us that breather at the end of November to get healthy for the December and then the playoff run. Like I don't like the bye being like one of the first teams to get a bye because I feel like you get kind of wore down, especially if you get like teams that play like us that are physical and everything like that. But I'm looking at it and I'm like, kind of like that.
I have a question for you. So, and you may have already answered it. So, ceiling for you is 16. Is that correct? 16 wins. That's
I agree with you with the 13-4, but I look at it and like I said, the game that stood out to me is if we get past Cincinnati with no KC on our schedule into the playoffs. Like I only look at the San Francisco game and possibly the Miami game, but I feel our firepower now matches Miami.
Mm-hmm. And we better defensively.
Yeah. I don't think Miami matches us defense, but I think San Francisco matches us where it could either be a blowout, it could be a back and forth scoring game, or it could be one of them games where it's that 14-17 type feel type look. Gotcha.
Because they ain't gonna have the best of quarterback play to start off with. Now, whether they develop somebody enough to be rolling that late in the year, which possibly could be happening, But if I'm not mistaken, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section in the chat box, Brock Purdy is not cleared to start the year, and then Trey Lance is coming off of a whole year too. So I know they got somebody else at quarterback. I don't remember who it is, but quarterback gonna be an issue with them to start with.
Right. I feel if we by the time we get to them, it's either that they've already tanked the season pretty much because they didn't have a quarterback, or they've gone and they figured out the quarterback. They either went and got a quarterback situation handled, or hopefully not Tom Brady coming out of retirement. But yeah, so that's the one game, man. I look at the schedule besides the two Cincinnati, because when I didn't see KC on this, I'm like, ooh, okay.
Yeah, because some of my YouTube friends said 20-0, but not some. One of my YouTube friends said 20-0. We gonna call him unnamed in here today, but he said 20-0. He said it loudly. I don't agree with him because football, you got to be good, you got to be lucky, and some stuff got to go your way to be 20-0. That's why it's only been done once.
That's why I would go back to what the key factor is what you said, the luck factor. But our luck factor is pretty much health.
Right.
Because if the roster is there, like, it's not pretty much going to be luck. Like we have players that like all pros pretty much in all kinds of positions, and mismatches galore. If everybody's on the field, so it's like what poison do you want to take today? Do you want J.K. to go for 200, or do you want us to throw the ball around you and score 40 points? You decide.
Right.
That's it, Coach. Have a blessed one, and happy late birthday.
All right. Appreciate it again. And happy early birthday to you.
We'll talk again before that.
Gotcha. All right. Next up, we got Rave Kingdom on the line. What's good, my guy?
How you doing? Is this the pool level? I've been on this elevator for a while. Is this the pool level?
This is the penthouse.
Is this the right turn?
This the penthouse.
This the penthouse. I've been going up and down a couple times.
Hey, you had to go up to the 100th floor. That's what it was.
Yeah. Just making sure.
I appreciate you, though. And I figured it out on the first call, but I appreciate you for hanging in and dealing with that, because I know it's a nuisance.
Nah, it's all good, man. It's all good. Listen, here's the thing. A lot of people like to call us delusional about the wins and losses, even though us Ravens fans are pretty much right, because if you really think about it, we like to think we're going to get a lot of wins because that's really how it's been. If you really think about it, if Lamar Jackson doesn't get hurt that season and the last season, he was on, a 10-game streak? We was
something like that.
Everybody. And hold up, and check this. And we was getting those wins with a less of an offense.
Yep.
Right? We don't even have that many targets.
Less targets and less philosophy.
Yes, sir. We're talking about a slow philosophy. We got a head coach that don't know how to use timeout. and Lamar Jackson's like, well, I mean, I could throw it to one guy, but I mean, the rest of you cats, So this year we're going with a whole brand new philosophy. Let's remember, there's so many teams that still trying to figure out how to guard Lamar Jackson, because they was making a big old deal when the Miami Dolphins did it, or some little defense they did, cover zero, whatever it's called. They did something, and they felt like, oh, no, there goes the key to stop Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson still killed everybody. So, for me, with Lamar Jackson being as dangerous as he is, and the fact that we now have multitudes of offensive targets now, and our team is now so balanced where we have this, I can now say our offense should be as good as our defense.
Yes.
Considering the fact that we have a solid runner back named J.K. Dobbins that's coming off of his recovery. He was already showing like, hey man, he's ready to get back out there. We got guys coming healthy. Sean David coming off an injury. He has something to prove this year. Okay, he has. People gotta remember he has something to prove. Lamar Jackson has something to prove because he hears it. He hears the people who say, okay, you got the money, you got the receivers, do something about it. Let's see what you got. So I know he hears that. You got Odell. He's ready to prove it because, like I said, if Odell stays with the Ravens for a long term, he has to show out for the Ravens, or he has to show out for other teams as well, especially considering his injury history. When I looked at this schedule, I'll be honest with you, I see us losing no more than 2 games.
What two?
And that two is, one of them is Jacksonville Jaguars,
Mm-hmm.
and the other one I'm going to go with one of the Bengals games.
Okay.
And I'm only going to say 2 because for Jacksonville, I feel like that's going to be one of those teams where we've been killing people, we've been dominating, and we're going to take them not seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we don't take them seriously, and we know last time we didn't take them seriously, and matter of fact, not just that one time, there's been multiple times.
Multiple times, right.
Jaguars. Yes, we Ravens just don't like taking them seriously. I don't know what it is, but I can see them not taking it seriously again. And Jacksonville can, take it home for the win, and they don't even got to get a win. They're
Right.
just going to beat us because we be playing around. And I say one of the Bengals games because the first time we play the Bengals, I think the Ravens are going to be on a hot streak.
That
We're
was
going
week
to come
2.
out on fire.
Mhm.
I think we're going to come out on fire. I think we're going to beat them the first time. And then the second time we play the Bengals, I think Bengals going to be like, okay, y'all slapped us in the face. Okay, let's get it. Okay, let's play some ball. You know what I'm saying? I really see the Bengals putting us some work on that game. The reason I only said only 2 losses, I'm just looking at the opposite teams here. I think we got the Steelers number now. I think the Steelers is not even a rival to us like that no more. I don't see us losing to them no more. I never felt a threat to Steelers anymore. Maybe in the past, maybe a couple years ago. But now I don't feel that threat against the Steelers anymore. You know what I'm saying? Now, I do think they could be on our back pocket, if that makes sense. I do think they could be looking because they still are the Steelers. But at the same time, I don't see them as a threat as it used to be, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. The only thing that scares me about the Steelers is George Pickens. If they can hang around and get close, we don't have a guy that can guard George Pickens in the red zone. And let Najee get some confidence. That's different. And Najee gonna go score again and go looking for kicker's flag again. That's what's gonna happen. But go ahead.
I agree. But I just feel like we had a Steelers number. I could be wrong. We'll see how it goes. No disrespect to I forgot his name, man. He always pops up on the channel as a Steelers fan. Shug, my bad.
Shug, yeah. A lot of disrespect. A lot of disrespect, Shug. If you seeing this later, a lot of disrespect. All disrespect. Total disrespect intended, Shug.
You already know.
Anyway. Two more people too. Mama and Daddy. If y'all listening, a lot of disrespect because my mama and my daddy like the Steelers, so plenty of disrespect, Mom and Daddy.
But I don't see a threat to 49ers. I don't see why people see that threat. And I'm going to tell you why I don't see that threat, because I think their QB situation, I think you said it earlier in the other call, I think that QB situation is a little off.
Yeah.
Because Brock Purdy, I think he's hurt or something like that.
He is hurt.
I don't think he's going to be playing. And Trey Lance, I mean,
he got hurt at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, he's young. He's a young buck, and this might be his.
No, both of them young bucks. So, both of them rookies.
Yeah, young buck. Yeah, 2 young bucks. That one is hurt, the other one's coming off an injury. He don't even got that many games under his belt. And I mean, we'll see how it goes. I don't think that QB situation is really corrected. They may act like it is, but to me, I don't think so. So I could be wrong. I could be wrong because, like we witnessed, Brock Purdy, he was sitting on that bench drinking water and got on that field and became a starter.
I really think that's more. I think that's more Shanahan than Brock Purdy. Even though a lot of people
Right.
making Brock Purdy be out to be this demigod, I think there's more
Right.
Shanahan and the weapons around him than it is Brock. Now, he had to make some
Right.
throws, but when he had to make throws with his guys covered or with them in tight situations, he couldn't do it. But I think it's more, and he don't suck. I'm not saying that, but Shanahan is pretty darn good as far as coordinating.
Yeah, his scheming for him was magnificent. I'll give it to him. Gotta give it to him. I agree on that part. But that's why I don't have 49ers as a loss. I think some people bring up the Dolphins. Only reason I'm saying I don't see us losing to the Dolphins is because if you think about it, the last time we played the Dolphins, we was beating them. We was putting a hurting on them. But we took a loss because a lot of people was in wrong situations. We moved Kyle Hamilton to safety. He didn't know what he was doing. And there was a lot of people that didn't know what they was doing.
The coordinator, too.
Was Marcus Williams even playing that game?
Yes. Yes, he was.
He was?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he was? Okay. But anyways, a lot of guys was kind of out of place.
Definitely. All three rookies were, and the coordinator was like he was experimenting.
Yeah.
But he was a rookie too.
Yeah. Right. So exactly. When we was putting a hurting on the Dolphins, and when we got on that defensive side of the ball, they was like, you go here, you go there. Kyle Hamilton he didn't know what he was doing. He was dropping down or dropping back. So to be fair, if we should have a more secured situationship when it comes to the defense and who's playing what, who's going to play safety, who's going to play corner. Considering our defense is more secure and McDonald being more experienced, and I would say he did a fantastic job for his first ever year of the NFL of defense.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's going into his second season, and I got to give him credit to that. I can't see McDonald now I just can't see it where he'll mess up. I think he'll be secure with the Dolphins this time. Everybody will be in place. So I'm sorry, I can't see the Dolphins beating us. So that's why I'm saying I can only see us maybe losing 2 games.
Cool. Marcus had 2 picks against the Dolphins, so he definitely played. Marcus had 2 picks.
Oh, okay, all right.
Now,
just making sure. All right.
Last question for you. This is for you and everybody in the chat box. And most of the time we positivity. But with the schedule coming out, what number of losses gets John Harbaugh out of here? This for you. This for Rave Kingdom and the chat box and the comment section if you're watching this later. What number of losses will get Harbaugh? And I don't want Harbaugh out of here. I want us to win 14, 15, 17, 20 games and we win the Super Bowl. But I'm just saying, hypothetical thinking to the other side of the coin. What number of losses gets Harbaugh out of here?
I would say the losses that takes us out of the playoffs. I think that's 8?
Potentially.
8 or 9. I think it's 8. Take them out of the playoffs. I would say whatever takes it out the playoffs.
Okay.
Because
so no playoffs. Okay.
Because my issue with Harbaugh is not us losing. It's why are we not in the playoffs? You get what I'm saying? If we lose, okay, we still can win the next 10, 12 games. But if we lose to the point where we're out of the playoffs, that is unacceptable from John Harbaugh, considering the fact that he has a more experienced defensive coordinator, a more experienced offense coordinator, outstanding offense now, amazing talent, and a amazing defense with Patrick Queen possibly getting an extension, and what's his name, Raquan, about to ready to lead this team to war. And for that about to happen with this team, considering this team is considered as one of the dangerous teams in the AFC, if we're out of the playoffs, that's unacceptable. So really that number, I can't really see anybody going no lower than 8 because, like I said, if the Ravens lost 6, we still in the playoffs. He's still, to me, he's still positive enough to get to the playoffs, and we can challenge for a Super Bowl. But like I said, if that number creeps at 8 and 9, and we out of the playoffs, oh, Drama Harbaugh's about to get a ticket from me. I'm about to buy me a flight and be at the Ravens organization on the right in the door. Look at him staring as a crazy human being. Because there ain't no, there's no way we lose. There's no way we don't make the playoffs. There's
Right.
no way.
Right. I just want to throw it out there to see what everybody thought about it, man. So, hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate you for calling in, man. I appreciate it. Tomorrow, y'all know what tomorrow's comment is already up there. So if you don't know, it's already sitting there. So you can go ahead and put your comments out there and start thinking about it. And it gives you a chance to go ahead and look at them. Because I watched them all that night. Who had the best? Don't answer, King Ray. Don't answer. I mean, Rave King. I'm sorry. Don't answer, Rave King. This for tomorrow. Who had the best schedule release video? That's what we're talking about tomorrow. So if you have not seen them, go to YouTube and watch them. I'm gonna show my top 2, and then we're gonna talk about everybody else's faves tomorrow. So go check them out. The longest one I think was like 9 minutes. The shortest one was like 30 seconds and like a minute, and then you saw ours. I talk about ours tomorrow. So I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
All right, man.
All right. And let's close this thing on out. Let me see how I do this. There we go. All right. So let me shout out Jordan Yates for dropping 5 super chat. He said the 49ers got Sam Darnold, and apparently he might be the most talented thrower of the football they ever had. Where Brighton at? I'm gonna see if I can remember to show this comment to Brighton tonight, and see. We're gonna let Brighton respond to this. So if y'all come to the roundup, remind me to let Brighton respond to Jordan Yates' super chat talking about Sam Darnold. He's the Sam Darnold expert on the crew. So we're gonna let Brighton, see what he say about Sam Darnold and go from there. Appreciate you. What's that? Brian McGee for subscribing. I thank you. Welcome to the family. Few little closing things before we get up out of here. Again, the roundup is tonight at 9 o'clock. Make sure you tune in to that. All the guys will be here. Me, Hendo, Jose, Brittany, Chris, Mike. What else we got? The roundup meetup, August 4th. That comment should have been, matter of fact, as soon as I said it, it popped up. And that Streamlabs link right there. You click that link. August 4th, we'll be in Columbia, Maryland. Have a spot, picked out or whatnot. You're going to have food. You're going to have drinks. You're going to have to buy your purple Kool-Aid drinks. But your regular Kool-Aid will be furnished for you. But your purple Kool-Aid drinks, you're going to have to buy if you choose to participate in that. But again, the link is there for the Eventbrite link is there. That's August 4th. We do know that now there's a preseason game the week after that. So hopefully that'll be around a practice or something that we can kind of, make the trip, not just the roundup and come back. The meetup and come back. But that ticket is there. The link there for the ticket. Get those tickets. They've already started selling. Don't wait to the last minute because you don't want to miss out. And I look forward to seeing everybody that has a chance to come out. It's gonna be really fun to put names and real faces with screen names. That's gonna be great. It's gonna be great to put names and faces with screen names. The game I went to in New Orleans, some people recognized me and, from the show or whatnot. And when I tell you that was one of the greatest feelings, ever, I was extremely humbled that people was like, hey, ain't you coach? I'm like, yeah, that's me. it was humbling. I don't know what game I'm going to, Terrell. I don't know. Maybe Jacksonville. I don't know. Right now, none. I just need to see how I feel when that time comes. But right now, none. But that's probably gonna change. But again, that's the last announcement I have. I thank everybody for coming out. Again, thank everybody for the birthday wishes, the birthday well wishes from yesterday, and the ones that did it today. Again, the round up is tonight. Go follow More Sip the Tally, man. I'm working on some stuff over there. I put out a video, I think Thursday, about how Tua Tagovailoa carved up somebody. I can't remember who it was now. And then I worked on one this morning before it got crazy around here about Derrick Henry and how he carved up the Titans. Because, man, speaking of, not the Titans, the Texans. Malik Willis sucks. When I was watching that game, doing that about Derrick Henry, I see why they gave it to him 30 times. Willie sucks. And that's probably why they drafted Mayonnaise Man. Mayonnaise in the Coffee Man. But again, that's a whole nother subject. We'll talk about that later, man. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. Make sure you go and check out the community tab for the Jane Doe comment of the day. You know, we talked about which team had the best schedule release videos. We're going to talk about that tomorrow, so put your comments under there. And then we got the roundup tonight. You got the meetup August 4th in Columbia, Maryland. And you got Ravens Daily tomorrow at 4:30 and Wednesday at 4:30. So again, appreciate you guys. Appreciate you. Again, Jordan, thank you for the $5 super chat. And again, I'm gonna try to remember to get Brodney to respond to that comment. If you in the roundup, remind me. And new subscriber, Brian, I think McGee. And if I mispronounced it, I apologize. See you guys later, man. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me. Peace. Do I look any different? A year older looks different. I got an extra wrinkle or something up in there. Maybe not. All right, y'all.